We have a first timer tonight, looking forward to it as well. Joshua chapter 24, verses 1 through 13. Let's invite Elias up to the platform, and he's going to read that for us.
Proceeded to assemble all Israel together at Shechem, and to call the older men of Israel, and its heads, and its judges, and its officers, and they went taking their stand before the true God. And Joshua went on to say to all the people, "This is what Jehovah the God of Israel has said. It was on the other side of the river that your forefathers dwelt a long time ago. Terah, the father of Abraham and the father of Nahor, and they used to serve other gods. In time I took your forefather Abraham from the other side of the river and had him walk through the land, all the land of Canaan, and made his seed many. So I gave him Isaac, then to Isaac I gave Jacob and Esau. Later to Esau I gave Mount Seir to take possession of it, and Jacob and his sons went down to Egypt. Later on I sent Moses and Aaron, and I went plaguing Egypt with what I did in the midst. And afterward I brought you out. When I was bringing your fathers out of Egypt and you came to the sea, then the Egyptians went chasing after your fathers with war chariots and cavalrymen to the Red Sea. And they began to cry out to Jehovah, so he placed a darkness between you and the Egyptians, and brought the sea upon them and covered them, and your eyes got to see what I did in Egypt, and you took up dwelling in the wilderness many days. Eventually I brought you to the land of Amorites who were dwelling on the other side of the Jordan, and they went fighting against you, and then I gave them into your hand that you might take possession of their land, and I annihilated them from before you. Then Balak the son of Zippor and the king of Moab got up and went fighting against Israel. So he sent and summoned Balaam the son of Beor to call down evil upon you. And I did not want to listen to Balaam. Consequently, he blessed you repeatedly. Thus I delivered you out of his hand. Then I went crossing the Jordan and came to Jericho, and the landowners of Jericho, the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Hivites and the Jebusites began fighting against you. But I gave them into your hand. So I sent the feeling of dejection ahead of you, and it gradually drove them out before you two kings of the Amorites, not with your sword and not with your bow. Thus I gave you a land for which you had not toiled, and cities that you had not built, and you took up dwelling in them. Vineyards, the olive groves that you did not plant are what you are eating.
You can relax now. But, let me read you something right out of the book here, Elias. It says, to get accurate reading, I'm going to read right out of this box. It says, practice, practice, practice. I know that you practice. I mean, it shows, because especially when you got into those scriptures there with all the names, the Girgashites and the Hittites and the Amorites, you did excellent. And so that's what practice does. If you continue to do that, you're going to be you'll be reading the Watchtower when you get older, of course. But still, excellent job. And it was so nice to see you up there today. So look forward to your next assignment. So thank you for all the hard work you put into that. Okay?